I don't
All
hear
right.
that.
I ain't do nothing.
Oh, I was about to say.
No, we just went live. Don't be starting nothing.
Okay.
We just went live. Don't be starting it.
Welcome to the No Breaks Network, your home for education and entertainment, righteousness and ratchetness, where we are never content with just content. No breaks.
Been getting money, whole time, fucking bitches, whole time, rapping DC, whole time, been getting money, whole time, fucking bitches, whole time, rapping DC, whole time, whole time, whole time, doing this, whole time, whole time, whole time, doing this, whole time, whole time, whole time, doing this, whole time, man, you're back, whole time, doing this, whole time.
Kickback, guys. JB, what's the name of the
Nigga,
podcast?
it's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Welcome back to a pod named Kickback. Shout out JB. It is like a Tribe Called Quest because you must say the whole thing. I am no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people till we equal. You hear me? Jack, talk to him.
Get fit with Jack. We back, y'all. We are back full force. Look, everything's working. We've been working behind the scenes. We got it together. Okay. So it's gonna be a great show. So tune in all the way through because we have a lot to talk about. But make sure you drop into my Jack's Alignment Shop because yesterday. What's today? Yesterday we started the Father's Healing Space Challenge. So if you have any issues with your father, if you haven't talked to him, if you lost your father, if you're estranged from your father, if you never knew your father, this is a space for you. So make sure you click the link in my bio, get your workbook, and we already working. So just jump in with us. Let's go.
And as you see, we have a special guest with us this evening to tackle Men's Mental Health Month.
Yes.
The Randy T. What up, cuz?
Hey, Randy T. I love that.
Hey, it is always a pleasure and an honor to be on the Pod Named Kickback, who've been doing this now for over a century and still getting it and respect.
That's
For
right.
that, you know what I mean? And look, I'm before I say anything about me, I'm gonna echo what Jackie said, man. Like it's mental health month. And you got, if it's any issues you got with your father, like she doing some great work with the things that she doing, like log in, follow her and get in on that because it's so needed. You know what I mean? Because healing is what we need as a people. And and that's what I'm here for. So, and my mission is simple. I'm the Randy T. Man Up Monday is where you find me. But only thing that I'm here to do is to help men master the moment before the moment masters them. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Well, let's check in with everybody.
Now, high low. Who wants to go first?
Hello. Who wants to go first?
Our guest, of course, the Randy T.
and I don't, this is, and I'm always, perplexed when we had these moments about the high low because one of the things that most of us men, our lows are in silence, right? And we never reveal our lows until something forces them to come out. But let's start on the bar. We say my high. My high is being reminded, and I was leading up to that men voices are needed right now, right? Not just men yelling opinions, but men telling the truth. Because a lot of men are successful in public, but they are starving in private, right? And so that's what my high is, just being reminded that those things and me being a voice in that space, that's my high. That's my mission. That's what I do. And that's always gonna be my high every week going forward every month. Now, my low is seeing and me, you, and J. Lou had some conversations, and we'll get about this into it later, about seeing how fast we turn pain into entertainment. And we had some conversations, and we had some conversations about this, and you're like, give me examples and all that. We'll get into it even, but that really set with me. Like, I ain't talk about it in the chat when we went through it, but it had me just going through some stuff with me eternally. I always, anything that happens externally, I always challenge myself internally to see like how I need to process this and what's this really about, right? That it was, sometimes people can be breaking down and exposed, grieving and spiraling and embarrassed, and we turn it into a halftime show, and we turn it into a blog, and turn it into something that everybody want to make comments on, and it's the viral topic of the month. But we forget that these are real people lives, that we turn that moment into entertainment and a moment for commentary for us to tell how we morally fit or unfit with whatever they're going through. And seeing that, and our conversations on that this week made me really reflect to think that, like, we do this too much, and I've done it myself, right? So I'm not putting myself outside of this, right? And it was something that we need to challenge ourselves and look at when these moments come. Like, this is something I really need to comment on. Is this a moment that I need to try to join in or viral, or do I just need to see that this is somebody experiencing something and we need to let them have that experience? And that's the low for all of us, right? But that's it. I'm off my box. Y'all go.
Jack.
Well, my high was I got to kick it with my homeboy from Ren's Crossing from back in the day, because he lives up north. So you know how I be. So I made a trip. We barbecued. We talked about good old time. So I went up to Lawrenceville, up Gwinnett. So it wasn't that bad. Traffic wasn't that bad, but it was fun.
She made a 30-minute drive.
45 minutes.
Okay.
But that was a good time. I didn't have any lows. I haven't really had many lows. No lows.
Okay. For me, my high was just getting back on the wagon. It was a rough week in the business, and I righted that ship. So I was like, good. That was the high. Okay. The low, honestly, it was I made a post, and we're gonna get into it, so I'll save it for our topic. But I made a post about men's mental health, and I hate the gender wars. And there was a young lady that came onto the post and was just like blaming men. The post was like something to the effect of, people don't notice that a man is depressed. A man can be depressed for months. Nobody will notice until he gets mad. And they'll just be like, damn, why he's so angry? Well, he's been depressed for 5 months. Whatever the post said. And she came on there, well, men need to do this and men need to do that. And that man, you see the thing. I was like, whoa. This post to me wasn't placing blame on anybody. It was just making an acknowledgement. Men's emotions usually don't get taken seriously unless it's anger, and which could lead to danger. But if he's just sad, people might blow it off. And it wasn't putting any blame on anybody, but she came in there like attacking men. And I was like, wow, man. My low was realizing I hate the gender wars, right? I think we all do. And I don't want to put it on men or put it on women, but it hits me harder when I see how women, black women, attack black men. It's just like, damn, this post is about mental health for men, and you on there talking shit about black. Like, why is that where you went? And that was my low, because as much as I tried to ignore that and go, well, me and Jack don't represent that. You know what I'm saying? Like, every week, I'm like, nah, it's still a bunch of hate. The ladies hate the men hate the ladies, and that shit, that was my low. And we'll get into that in a second, but that fucked me up, because I'm sitting there. And this was a chick I used to deal with, was head over heels head over heels in love with.
I
And I'm like,
mean,
man,
sometimes you gotta let
hey,
people lay in their own bed. You can't get into bed with them. That's their own bed.
yeah,
Just resonate with
yeah,
something.
it's crazy to think that there are women that just hate men. Well,
It is, and I don't know if it's so much that they hate, but I think it's more that some of them just express their experience with the men that they've encountered, and then they make it as their philosophy of that's how men are in general, and they generalize their experience rather than pointing it at where they
before
were
you unpack that, Randy, save it for the
at. Okay.
kickback. Which we gonna get into. We gonna be about to get into it right now, any damn way.
Right,
But
right.
let me find my drop. I'm gonna let Tupac talk to him because I don't know what else to say.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
Men's Mental Health Month. June is a funny month. And just real quick, I want Black History Month to be moved to either June or August. I've been saying that for
Nah,
3 or
don't
4
move it to
years.
August. We got us Leos got our own month. We don't need nobody to come in with no
But
holidays. We good.
that's the perfect month for it. But look, June is Pride Month. June is Black Music Month. June is Men's Mental Health Month. So I'm like, if we throw
See?
Black History in June too, that's a lot. That's just a lot going on. We need to go down to August where ain't too much going on besides little stinky Leos, and that's it. Go down. So move
Leave
Black
us
History.
Leos alone. Y'all can stay out of August.
I got
Oh,
hey, Angel Leo. I got family Leo. He
man,
watched.
yeah, JB was a Leo. Yeah, so rest in peace, bro.
See? Boom.
Um,
Thank you, JB.
75% of people that self-transition are men. It is Men's Mental Health Month, and as a person who has struggled with their mental health, I definitely wanted to speak about this. I know this is something that Jack has been working on for the last 2 months. She's been doing different exercises and routines and workbooks, which I've been following myself. Randy T been following, and it just felt like it was the right time to have this conversation. The post that I was speaking about, it says men could be depressed for months, and the only thing people will notice is how mad he gets. I identify with that. The person that struggles with depression, and through my therapy sessions, I've learned I have what's called an anger anxiety. So anger isn't even a primary emotion. Anger is a secondary emotion. Anger is you get embarrassed because of whatever, and now you're responding in anger because you're more comfortable with that angry response. You feel anger tends to represent strength if you're dysregulated. You know what I'm saying? If you're regulated, I'm tripping, I'm bugging. This anger ain't stripped, this anger is done. I shouldn't even be mad. But if you're dysregulated, that anger takes the place of the sadness. Oh, I'm sad you hurt my feelings. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Now you just giving that angry response because it's your most comfortable emotion for a lot of people, myself included. As I came up, I've been working on that, but I struggle with that myself. And when I made that post, a lot of brothers was like, "Thank you, man. Like, hell yeah, man. People never know I struggle. We don't even talk about it." And it's really because not nobody, I don't want to say that. I don't even want to go down the path. There aren't enough people who care about Black men's mental health. There are some sisters, like I said, Jack. We see the work. Jack does it every day. So obviously there are a lot of Jackies out there, but there are a lot of others out there as well. I mean, you try to be vulnerable. In 2026, a girl called you a bitch. This bitch ass nigga was upset that he lost his mother. He cried, old bitch. And it's like, nigga, man. Like, do y'all remember the meme that went out and was like, if you a Black man and you don't know how to what was it, like, you dance and you gay. It was a whole bunch of things about how if you a Black man, you own more than 2 books, you gay. It was like, bruh, like come on, this is just goofy stuff. But you smoke hookah, you gay. And it was like, all right, dog. Like, y'all just whatever Black men do, we can't get away with nothing. Just pile on, and that's cool. Whatever, we tough, we can handle it. But when there are mental health issues, it feels like even in that moment, that post was all about, oh, I want to play y'all something. And I think that it'll explain kind of where I was at with that. It is this comedian who made a joke about the difference between men and women. And on my post, it happened in real time that the person didn't understand what was being said. And
I
it was
watched this
just
point being
ridiculous.
proven in real time was wild.
A lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are, at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die. And all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
Wow. That's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
So that was kind of his point. That's what he was saying.
I mean,
So
stuff up for that one. She still has stuff up for that one.
set up for that. And on the post, it's like nobody cares if a man is depressed until he's angry. And then the girl came on a post like, well, men need to control their anger because men anger is dangerous. And men, and I'm like, the post is about depression. But all you sent it on is until he's angry. Like kind of, and the dude in the post was like, you kind of proving the point. And I was like, oh, this is just like that comedian. In real time, the post is about men's mental health, and all she can do is talk about what can happen if a man is angry and how dangerous we are. And I was like, well, anybody's dangerous when they're angry. And she's like, no, we can agree that men are way more dangerous than women when they're angry. And I was like, I don't know if I can agree with that.
Sounds like she's dealing with a lot of angry men.
Yeah, I guess. But the thing about it was, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what happens when a woman get angry? Woman get angry, accuse you of rape. Woman get angry, get her brothers to shoot you. A woman get angry. Women's anger is just as dangerous as a man's anger, and I don't even want to make that comparison. I wasn't being comparative, but for her to say, well, we know it's way worse than men. Men are way more dangerous when they're angry. And I'm like, why everything got to be a man this, man that, man this, man that? And I'm like, why are we doing that? This post is about mental health and being there for men. I told her on the post, I said, hey, man, this post really is just about checking on another brother. Just checking on somebody, seeing how he doing. Ask him if he okay. That's what the post is about. Nobody cares if we're depressed. And she just was so fixated on, but an angry man is dangerous. And I'm like, oh, God. Having said that, I'm gonna throw this to you, Randy. I want to get your commentary on that. And then you can you and Jack can kind of further lead the discussion down the road of men's mental health. But I definitely want to get you too, Jack. I want to see how both of y'all felt about that particular exchange, and then we can broaden the conversation.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear Jack's perspective on it as well. And you know, when we talked about it and I looked in these statistics, yeah, I know I'm a researcher, so so I go to the website so I'm looking at the statistics of the transitions in the last couple of years. And and just starting out, I already had a problem with the way the language that they said it, that they was like that men commit this and men have committed this transition to this percentage of the 75 to 8%. And I'm like, committed is such a wrong word, because committed is like you've done something wrong. It's criminal. Right. And that already sets the stage for how probably your young lady who was reacting to your post have read things like that and said committed and thought that, yeah, this anger and this thing that they do, this criminal. But this was nothing criminal to these men that transitioned. These were men that were overwhelmed, unsupported, ashamed and isolated, and didn't have the words to express what they were going through. And it's sad, but in males, we've had 4 times higher than female deaths in transition. And I think part of that, and a big part of that is that we don't know how to express. And I'm like, men, and even when we say all of this anger stuff, like as men, we don't lack feelings. We just lack safe spaces to express them.
Yes.
Right.
Say that again. Yes.
And that is the main thing, that because society and even our own family who have raised us and our caregivers who did the best that they could, and me and New both without lack of dads, we were raised by mostly women who did the best that they could. But what they taught us to be providers before they taught us how to process. Right. And it was a thing that they was that was what they instilled in us, but didn't teach us we need to process how we feel. So now you got grown men who can pay bills, but they can't name the way they feel. Right. And that's the things that have grown up in us, and why the anger is the most paramount feeling that we know how to express, because nobody had to teach you how to get mad. You got kids who ain't never know nothing. Look at them when they 2 years old and don't give them what they want, and you see the anger in them, they mad and all that. That is, you don't have to learn that. You are born with that. You are born with that. And as a man, when you don't learn and are not trained or have access to expressing other areas of your emotion, but the paramount thing, especially with women, and I shout out to all our caregivers, Aunt Joyce, Mima, Lynn, all of those who helped, all the women who stood up for all the lack of the men, of all my uncles who still alive, who passed, who didn't do nothing to help us men be better than what we were, better than what we are. That they just wanted to teach us to be strong, right? But in teaching us to be strong, didn't realize they was handicapping us in the emotional availability part. So I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow, but you know, a man can be loved and still be lonely, can be surrounded by friends but still feel unseen, can be funny, productive, responsible, but still in his private life he fighting for air because he don't have a safe space where he feel like I can say, like, man, I'm hurting, and that he won't be judged by the men around him of being like, Slim, you weak, you a punk, man. Like, put your own, like, string it up, say man up. That's why I do Man Up Monday. We say that, right? So a lot of times we don't ask for help because it was never introduced to us as men growing up that that's something that we can do that wouldn't make us not be men. We were taught that help means weakness, right? As if a help means weakness. But the truth is, refusing help while you bleeding on everybody around you isn't strength. That's just pride wearing a hard hat and you hurting everybody around you. All right. So
that's a fact. And we need to really talk to people about creating safe spaces for men. Because if you're already dysregulated, you won't readily identify a safe space. You might not trust this particular space. Our amygdala is a motherfucker. It will tell you that you're not safe. And that's where I think women like Jack come in at, that create safe spaces for men. Me and Jack could sit and voice note each other and talk about how the day went, how the week went, how things are going, if they're good, if they're bad, if they're not, if they are. And she's created a safe space, I think, for me and you, Randy.
She is phenomenal at creating a safe space. 100%. We know we got safe spaces with Jack that we can. She'll make a space that we know we can say whatever we feeling, and she gonna support us on whatever it is. If it's good, bad, happy, or whatever, we can think it's a messed up way that our mind thinking right now, but we know we can still say that to her, and she's gonna give us good advice on whatever it is, how far we off the road.
It's always going to be positive, and it's gonna come a correction. No, you didn't da-da-da-da. You only da-da-da-da. No. Don't say it that way. Say it this way. No. I mean, sometimes I'm like, yeah, Jack, I done did this stuff. No. You can do this. And she always got a positive spin on it. So I'm gonna throw it to the queen now. What up, Jack?
Yeah, let's go.
So let's talk about this safe space. So for my fellas, I'm talking to you right now. You have to create safe spaces for the men in your lives as well. And when I say creating a safe space, stop being the yes man. Say no. Tell your brother when he wrong. Tell your brother when he need to chill out. Tell your brother when he needs to, let me pull you to the side, let me talk to you. This is what we need to be hearing. Those are the type of safe spaces that men need to create for each other to be able to, if they know they're getting out of hand, they're not gonna say, "Oh no, bro, you right, you good, she was tripping." No, bro, you was tripping. You need to take a couple of minutes and chill out for a minute before you go back to the house, before you have a conversation with her. We have too many men around here that have a lot of yes people around them. So their behavior is always being praised, no matter if they're doing good or bad. So they're thinking that they're always on the up and up. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them they ain't healing because they have a lot of yes people around them. But those are enablers. So, and you might be that person. You know, it's getting to the point now where it's the healing against the unhealed. So you might be the one person that is around a bunch of snakes and you got to save your friend. You got to be that one. You got to be able to be that man and be that person for that person at that time. Because sometimes we have to give people grace, because sometimes when we see and we know that somebody is hurting and we turn the cheek or we turn a blind eye, and then later we hear something that worse happened to that person, we're going to feel it on our heart, because we knew in our heart at that time we should have said something. We should have spoke up. We should have pulled that person aside, and we should have had an honest conversation with them.
Yeah.
So my men out there, create those safe spaces for your sons, create those safe spaces for your uncles, for your friends, for your barber, for someone off the street that you know something is. We have intuition, people. Use your intuition. You know when you sitting beside somebody, it could be somebody off the street. If you know something is wrong with them and you just need to know you had to say something to them, say it. Don't hold back. You don't know if that person needed to hear that before they go jump off the ledge, before they go pull that trigger, before they go hurt somebody else. Yeah. So use your intuition. Don't let society, don't let all this riffraff, all this fluff get in the way of you connecting with another human being, no matter who it is. Now, my ladies, listen up. This is for you.
Talk to them.
My ladies. Yes, we can do it all by ourselves. When you're connected with the man, whether it's your son, your uncle, your father, significant other, no, it's not our duty to do anything for anybody but our kids. But when you love somebody and they're in your space needs to be safe as well as their space. So if you're creating chaotic behavior in your own space, how do you think that man's gonna feel when he has to come home today? When he know he has to come home today, and he's had a long day, and all he wants to do is just feel some love, not argue. Just don't even hear your voice. Sometimes we take that as a man doesn't love us, but we have to forget, women, my ladies, my beautiful queens. Let that man come home and digress for 20 to 30 minutes. Leave him alone. Take his things, leave him alone. It might not even be that long. And the more that you do it, it might not even take him that long. It might take him less and less time, because he knows he has that time when he comes home. So he's already prepared. Okay, I know I'm gonna take 5 minutes because she been catering to me, so I want to spend a little bit more time with my baby. You know what I'm saying? So you women, we gotta create that safe space. We gotta create that safe space for the men so that they can be the best version of themselves for you and the kids. That's the whole thing. You have to support the men that's in your lives so that they can be the best version of themselves, because I'm sure those men are making sure and busting their ass day out and day out to make sure that your life is great. You have a safe space. The kids have a safe space. Pay attention to your man. If he come home and you feel that energy is off, check in with him. Even if he tell you everything is fine, check in with him again before you go to bed. Let it get off his mind before he lay his head down. We got to I know we have our crowns too, but sometimes we need to shift our man's crown and be like, hey, we ain't letting that slip off. I'm here. I got you. what we need to talk about, what do we need to change, and check in with your significant other. Just because you think that things are going well, check in. How we doing, baby? Anything we need to change?
Mm-hmm.
Have I been the best version of myself for you? Have I been neglecting you? These are hard conversations for some people because some people don't know how to express themselves, but these are the conversations that you need to have so that you know what you need to make deposits into your relationship. How do you know what to deposit if you don't know what's going on?
Yeah.
So you have to check in with your kids as well. Check in with your kids. We got too many kids out here that's being raised by TV, tablets, Roblox. Check in with your kids. That might be a distraction. That might be a distraction.
I wanted to add to that last thing that you said too about the check-in with the man, and because most of us will always say we good, right? I'm all right, I'm cool, but don't stop asking. That's what I want to say to all of y'all who's saying that, who hearing what Jack telling you. Don't stop asking that man. Because we will continue to say that we good, but it will come a moment because you've asked us enough, that because you've creating the space that we will finally feel like we can honestly tell you I'm not okay. Because we now see that this ain't just a cliche that you just trying to end the day with saying, hey, how was your day? Like, because you have consistently engaged us in that area that we feel like now I can say that, no, I'm not good. I'm not good, babe. I'm not good. Right. And that's it. And the second thing that you said some really good stuff about us men as ourselves creating safe spaces for each other, right? It's so many times, and I told my fiance this too, that I always felt in so many years that I was the smartest guy in the room of everybody that I was around. And when you are the smartest guy in the room, you will never grow. You will never grow. You will never learn. You will never rise above anything other than what you think. And that is you being in pride. And you being proud of being the smartest guy in the room. You stuck in pride and you stuck in a place that you ain't gonna never grow or be better. And I had to learn to be humble, to be like, man, it's so many people who know so much more than me. And I need to sit in I wanna be in rooms where I can listen and add to me. And we need to create the safe spaces for other dudes that they feel like they can share what they know, because you ain't trying to overpower the room with your knowledge, right? Or trying to show everybody what you know. Just let every man be able to be safe to show up. However, if all he know how to do is to take out the trash and clean a faucet, like, dude, everybody need to know how to do that. Tell us how to do that better.
do you remember the website back in the day, askmen.com?
I remember that.
You remember that? Okay. So boom, they had a story. There was a guy who used to do all these self-help things, but he did it in a mafioso personality. So he'd be like, yo, hey, Vinny, you got to do the. But I remember his principles was, hey, you could learn from an ant. And I held on to that. An insect. You can learn from an ant. If you watch how an ant moves, you can learn from that. And that is what allowed me to humble myself in a lot of rooms, because that was one of the principles that I just adopted. Like, nigga, you can learn from an ant on the ground. So shut up. You know what I'm saying? Listen sometimes. And that is always, whenever I get the big head, you know what I'm saying? I remind myself of that. Nigga, you can learn from an ant.
It's so easy for us men to get puffed up in pride that we want to flex our knowledge over sharing our knowledge, right? We rather it be a flex than it be a strength that we can share, right? And that's what we got to change that, man. And that's especially on Mental Health Month this month, man. Look, everybody, if this the month, man, and it should be every month. If you ain't good, man, stop saying you ain't good. Like, find somebody in a safe space and everybody on whatever side you on of this, think, do I have a safe space? And am I creating a safe space? And that'll help us all be better.
And me and my bros, my family, Randy, the whole, all my dudes, we can have a real conversation. We can really talk like, hey man, last week some, or this week some. Or I think I fucked this. Or I think I did this. Hey, I need your advice on this. And I love that. That is something I've always had. And I know it's a rare thing amongst men. But like my childhood best friends is all 35 years and more. You know what I'm saying? Like losing JB was crazy, but that was one of my childhood best friends. You know, we known each other 35 years. And Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who maybe she's a doctor, maybe she's not. I don't know. I'm not going there today. But she tells a story about she was with her ex-fiance, and he was just watching Sports Center, just nonstop, just staring at the screen for hours. And she didn't know what to do. Like something didn't seem right, but she didn't know what to do or what to say. She said she just went and sat beside him and like rubbed his head or whatever, rubbed his face. She said, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here and I'm not leaving. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to talk about it.
Exactly.
I'm here. And she said he kept watching TV straight forward, but tears started rolling out of his eyes. She said she didn't say another word. She just rubbed his face and just sat there with him while he was going through what he was going through, whatever it was. She didn't press him about it later. She just was there. Yeah. And I think that's a key thing, whether she's a doctor or not. That's big.
Self-awareness. Be self-aware of people. I don't care if somebody's in your face and saying, oh, it's good. Prime example. Me and New for his birthday. I had to, we was texting. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, let me call him because it seemed like some miscommunication. I need to talk to my bro because it is, the conversation wasn't going right. Be self-aware. You know your people. You know how they act. If it's going to the left, pick up the phone and call them. It might just be miscommunication, how they read the text or how anything. So again, women, pay attention to your man. Yes, he gonna say I'm good, but look at his body language. You know if he's good or not. You got his energy. You be around his energy, so you know. So don't just take that as being okay. He good. He's standoffish. No, let that man digress, but still check on him. That was a perfect thing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant did because she let him know I'm there, but she wasn't nagging. What's wrong? Why you can't tell me? What? You don't want to talk like that? Is aggravating.
Something's going on. Tell me now.
Right.
Because they're centering themselves. Something I did, or something you're doing to me. What's going on? Instead of making it about the person who's dealing with the particular struggle, they're making it about themselves. What happened? That's why they got to know so bad because it's about them. What happened? Why are you so sad? What did I do? Who did something else? Was it another girl? What's going on? It's not about you, baby.
And results of therapy is not always somebody talking. It can be somebody processing silently. So you can't always think just because somebody is talking that they're starting their healing or they're healing. Some people heal silently. Some people heal in silence and solitude. They don't want to talk about it, but they can feel it. They process it like he did. He was processing that by himself, and he let the tears flow. She didn't question him. He let it flow. He allowed himself to be vulnerable with her, and she let him know I'm there. And that's all he needed to hear. He probably never heard that. We don't know. He probably never heard that somebody says I'm here. And that, that could be, you just never know. So you have to be self-aware of people around you, your kids, your spouse, your significant other, your friends, your brother, everything. If you know something is wrong, and I'm telling y'all, if you don't pay attention to your intuition, let me tell you something. If you ever think of someone, I don't care if you haven't talked to that person, y'all are at odds or whatever, if they cross your mind, check on them. Whether you got to text them, leave them a voicemail, call, you don't know why you got that sign. But you got that sign for a reason, so check on them regardless.
Yeah, and I want to end it on this one too for my men. think about this. When was the last time that you told a male friend you were struggling, or asked them if they were, or saw that they were, and you didn't try to engage them to see how you can help? This is let's make that the focus of, if you feeling that or know somebody that might be feeling that, let's check in. Let's check in, because we gave the stats. 75% of us, we transition because nobody asked us that question. Right.
And I'm challenge our brothers that's going through the mental health struggles. Sort of like what Randy said. I just want to make it, find a safe space. And like at this point, there should be someone in your life you can speak to. And if it's not, you're not a bad person if you have no one to speak to. There is no one. Find someone.
Find one.
Find one.
Man Up Monday, hit me up. I'm here. I'm here for all
And
my
journaling is not for just women. Journal, get it out of your system, write it down, because when you go back and you look at how far you've come, it's such a blessing to see how far you've come and where your mind was and where you brought it out of. So it shows your strength. So journal, write down. I'm telling you, write down everything. You'll be amazed at how you see your mind transition. You see yourself elevate and grow just by what you write down at the time that's on your mind.
And I can tell you this, and we might need to skip the next one and keep going on this one. You just brought up something else, and I read. Hold on. I want to finish this. Hold on. I read.
You said I got last thought. Now you got one more.
Brought up something new, and I want to talk to that, to the journaling part. Because most of us men, we not gonna do this. But therapy taught me how to journal, right? And I read my journal to Keish, to my fiance, and I was just, it's something I hadn't even opened it from the time that I read it. Right. And it was when a time when I was hurting. Like I when I wrote this, like I was a broken man. I was broke when I wrote this. And she saw, like, me reading it was like tears in my eyes, and was like, but then not only, like, I was like, wow, look where I was. And then now looking where I am. Like, it was something that was after that. Like, I felt the emotion of what I was reading, and was like, I couldn't believe that I had sunk that low. But now seeing where I was at now, like, when it's something so empowering to read your own journey, that I can't even express how that made me feel to see, like, yeah, I was wanting to transition, right? To wanting to transition to now, like, I am ecstatically happy with my life, right? To see that. And then it helps me also keep doing what I do with Man Up Monday. To, like, man, I'm walking men through this because I did it.
And that's a fact. And that's why I do the gratitude job. Like last year, every Sunday I wrote, and I'm doing it this year too, something I was grateful for. And some of those Sundays, I wasn't really grateful. My grateful was like, everything is fucked up, but I'm alive.
Right.
You know, they're fucked up, but we did the podcast tonight. And reading that, and what I do is I read it back on New Year's Day. So on New Year's Day this year, I would list like all the struggles I was having, but one thing I'm grateful for, because when you down there, Randy, like what you're saying, when you in that broken place and you're trying to do a gratitude journal, you still gonna keep it real. Like, man, everything is fucked up. My job ain't this, my this ain't this. I'm late on this bill. This girl said this. But at least I'm still alive and I'm still fighting. And I'm reading that shit on New Year's Day, like, wow. On April 10th, woo, you know, and like you said, you come out of it, you like, wow. So on New Year's Eve this year, I'm gonna be like, I just moved into my new place. I just did this. Like, I can't wait to read that. You know what I'm saying? Because I read the bad shit. I read all the. I've been thinking about JB all day. I'm not happy. I read that one. They had to go like, wow, bro. But I'm having said that, I do want us to move on.
I stay here the whole show.
Hey, real talk.
I stay here the whole show.
Really quickly, like 30 seconds or less. Is there anything you want to add? Either one of you want to add to wrap this up? Because this is a big topic. This is an important topic. This is, in my opinion, the most important topic we had this year.
Yes,
so
man. This is your
month.
This is your month, man, to put yourselves first. If you've never put yourself first, never put yourself as a priority because you're always there for everybody else. This is your time to put yourself first. Work on yourself, pour into yourself, and know that you can create a safe space for yourself as well. You don't have to look for one. You can create one for yourself, but you have to do the inner work. So make sure that this month you take time out for yourself, and it's Father's Day month. Listen, it's all about y'all this month. It's okay to be selfish.
And I'm echo that. I agree with that, and I'm gonna say it two ways. I'm talking to my men and my women, but my men first, because I believe that we are the leaders, and when we lead and we lead well, that everything else happens well. Men first, ask yourself, am I a safe space for other men? And then, do I have a safe space? And I phrase it that way because you can't look for a safe space if you ain't one yourself, right? Because all you're going to do is get in spaces and make people uncomfortable. You have to ask yourself first, am I a safe space that men can come to me? And do I have a safe space where I can go? And Jack and New brought up with the study and some other good stuff to my ladies. I say all that, like, to be a safe space for your man. Sometimes we just need to decompress. And we just might need 30 minutes in the morning. We ain't morning people. We wake up and you all happy, joy, like, nah, I need coffee and you know what I'm saying, and a bacon and egg cheese wrap before I'm ready to talk to you. That don't mean I don't love you no less, but I just need to get that in me, and then you gonna get all that. Right? But like if you pressing it like the unemotional stability that I never had is gonna come out because you pressing me in a place that I've not grown yet. So create that safe space to me, that you give me that space where, like, I understand that it's not that we don't love you and we don't want to give you exactly what you want from us, but we just need the space to give it to you because we're learning how, and you're teaching us how. And if and
less Randy.
No, I'm going too far. But that's it. Look, be a safe space.
And what I'll say, fellas, is if you have people around you, men, women, friends, family, lovers, whatever, and none of them are a safe space, it's okay to let them go. It's okay to back away. You ain't gotta exile nobody, but it's okay to go, oh, you're not a safe space. I'm not comfortable being this close to you anymore. I'm gonna back up a little bit. That's important because you can have, certain people around you that are just bad spaces, bad head spaces that will further your trauma. It's okay to go, nah, not for me. And it's powerful. When you get rid of someone that accentuates your trauma, or someone that triggers your trauma, or someone that contributes to your trauma, and you only have, like, the people I have around me pour into me so much that the people that weren't doing that, they just fell off by default. Like, I don't, like, why are you here? I have all of this. Why the fuck am I dealing with you? And I think that's important to walk away. It's important to walk away because you can stay with around one particular person and it just drains you. It just does not replenish you. They don't build you. So be man enough or woman enough to do that. And it's mental health month. So fellas, it's okay to walk away. You'll get another friend. You get another boo. It's okay. Get another job. It's okay. And man, honestly, after having this conversation, I don't really want to talk about Diddy and Daphne sex tape.
Right.
I don't want to go through any of this shit.
Yeah,
I think that our mission today was to have this conversation.
yeah,
And I think that this conversation is a full conversation.
it
And I
is.
want
And my
the kickback.
Keisha
the
said
listen-
it too, and she just said something that was really important. I want to say too that we need to this shouldn't be the springboard for our mental health for the rest of the year, not just for this month.
Mhm.
But let this awareness refocus you for the rest of the year. This is my mentality going forward. But
agreed. I like that.
And agree, man. Be your best self. Behave like the man that you are becoming. Behave like you are the man that you are becoming.
say that again. Say that again.
Behave like you are the man that you are becoming. What does that man do? How hard does that man work? What time does that man wake up? What time does that man go to sleep? How does that man treat his woman? How does that man treat his brother? How does that man study? What books does that man read?
Preach.
Behave as if you are the man you are becoming.
Preach.
And on the other side of that, Randy, if I to my brothers, to our brothers, if I accept you as you are, I make you worse. But if I treat you as if you are the man you are capable of becoming, I help you become that. Y'all hear that?
I hear it.
Say that one more time. Say it again.
If I accept you as you are, I make you worse. If I treat you as if you are the man that you are becoming, I help you become that.
Yeah.
I help you become that.
That's good. That's
fellas.
good.
And clap.
That's great.
What my round of applause? Hold on.
That's great. That's good. That's good right there. And
when I get home, we going to man shop. I'm jealous of your man.
I want in my circle for real. Like for me, like them I want dudes in my circle who gonna challenge me. Like I don't want nobody who. That's why I say like and I've been the smartest person in the room for years, and I saw it grow me not one bit. Right?
You're not challenged.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that no more. I don't want to be the smartest dude in the room. I want to sit back. I want 3-4 dudes. If I'm in a room with 3-4 dudes in there talking stuff that I'm like, man, I need to Google this or look this up.
It's a world of difference, man. Like when I was running GOV, my record label, I was the head honcho, I was the man, and everybody else was my youngins. That didn't grow me. When I get around the bros, and they're like, just we was talking today about the Knicks basketball tickets, $10,000 a ticket. I'm not in a position where I can get that, but I know a lot of niggas who are. Some of my best friends could buy that ticket, and I'm like, that's the room. I'm in a room with everybody that can get that ticket. I'm in a room with like what Randy talking about. I'm in those rooms. I stay in those rooms, and those are the best rooms to be in, bro. The best rooms to be in. Because when you can't grow. You know, and as a 5%, we say it's getting caught up in your equality. When you can't go, when people can't bring you higher than you can bring yourself, then you're caught up in equality. You're just stuck there. If you're the barometer, you're the barometer. You know what I'm saying? So having said that, I want to kick back because I want y'all to make this a great week. I don't know what the year's been like. Has it been a great year? Has it been a rough year? Has it been a perfect year? Has it been a horrible year? Whatever it's been, it can change. You can change it today, tomorrow. It's slight work. It's a little work, man. It's a little work.
We got 6 months left in the year. Let's go. Half the year is gone. Let's go.
I still though let's skip the Daphne joint, but I do want to talk about
wait, we out. This is a good night.
I want to hit this one, man. I think
Better hit it next week. This is a good night.
Next week. Let's ride it out. I'm good. Okay.
All right, y'all. Make it a great week. Uno. Draw 4, draw 2, skip you, reverse you. We out.
Yeah.